What's that expensive item that's 100% worth it? By Ask Reddit.
Good sheets. Good pillows. Good sleep stuff in general.
Never skimp on anything that goes between you and the ground. Shoes, tires, bed.
I would also check out Brooklinen. Legit.
My wife bought a set of these after we bought our house in August and upgraded to a queen. I thought she was crazy for wanting to spend $250 on one set of sheets, but I'm reminded of how wrong I was every night. They are definitely worth the price.
A good desk chair for the home office. I bought a steel case, on sale, and my back is thanking me.
My steel case chair I bought I think in 1971 lasted all of the way until 2007 when it finally broke while my coworker was chair joisting with it. Great stuff.
He was transferring horizontal loads to your vertical member? Well, I can see why you had to throw it out.
Vertical loads to horizontal members, then onto vertical supports, in home construction.
I worked at Steelcase. Used to be the dude you called when something went wrong with your online order. It's insane how much we are encouraged/authorized to make things right. Trying them all out, I'd say Leap is the best one in terms of adjustability and cushioniness. Gesture is really nice, but it's a bit on the stiffer side and favors taller people. AMA.
And favors taller people. As someone who is 6'7", that is all I needed to hear.
Absolutely. 10 years ago I bought a human scale Freedom chair when I was contracting and making good money. I'd experienced one in a branch office of my previous employer, and noticed that I still felt great at the end of the day. I made a mental note that they were worth the obscene price. I worked from home full-time for 4 years in it, and then it was my general computer chair at home after I went back to the office. Since last March it's been on full-time duty again, and it's still better than my chair at the office. It was the swan song of designer Niels de Fren's career, and it shows. It has a simple, brilliant design and has proven very durable. I'm Canadian, so this thing cost me nearly $1,200. I grew up poor and often struggle not to be cheap, but I spend every working day at a desk, and I would buy another one of these in a heartbeat. Buy the best, and cry once.
This is good to hear. I have a human scale chair by that designer on my wish list for next year. I'll be looking out for a sale when purchase time comes, but it's still a lot of money for a chair. So I'm glad to hear yours has lasted well. I'd love to get the chair this year, but the house needs new windows, so all other big purchases are on hold until that's done. Luckily I have a standing desk and a kneeling chair, so I can rotate through those when my current cheap chair starts hurting.
I was lucky enough to get one from a friend that works in high-end office supplies. As soon as I tried to pick it up and realized it weighed 100 effing pounds, I knew it was going to be awesome. I will 100% buy one full price when this one craps out, but I bet it will be a while.
That's the thing though. You don't really have to. At least not if it's a Steelcase. I can't speak for other brands. Steelcase sells replacement parts for their chairs. I've replaced my armrests once, and I might need to replace my cylinder soon. Pennies compared to what the full chair cost. The rest of it is still in immaculate shape.
100% this. When I started WFH, I bought an IKEA chair. After 2 weeks my back and butt hurt from the chair. I decided to bite the bullet and buy an ergonomic chair, and I haven't had a problem since.
An expensive, well-made bra.
I'd give you an award, but you know where my money went.
What do you recommend? I have gone braless for about 3 years. I think I was so tired of the cheap, uncomfortable crap I was buying. I only wear sports bras to go work out. But I'd love a nice bra for when I need it.
If you're in the US, please look into Summer or Intimissimi. As far as brands go, Waco, Naturey, and Slogai, the Oxygen style in particular, make very good bras. The only thing I'll caution about Slogai is that their clasp is a pain in the ass. I have one of those and a seamless one with removable pads. I choose the seamless one when I don't feel like wrestling with that clasp.
They say your bra should never have a birthday, but I can guarantee that those people don't have to spend £60 on a bra that fits. I have about £700 of bras right now, and I'll be damned if that's going to be a yearly expense.
Yes. Nothing more annoying and uncomfortable than a bad bra. My mattress.
A big thick extra firm pocket sprung mattress and a dense, non-springy matching topper were one of the best purchases I ever made.
A good pair of shoes. Nothing extravagant, but a decently expensive pair will last for a long time.
I read somewhere a while ago, a tip, that when you find a good pair of shoes that you really like, buy 2 pairs so that when one's absolutely ruined, you can start using the other. I had a pair, smart /casual brown shoes, could wear with jeans or suit pants, great for work and heading down to the pub, absolutely wore the poo out of them. I have visited the shop where I bought them 100s of times hoping to see them again, no. The shop has now closed down every store in the country I currently live. Don't think I'll be finding those shoes again, sad smiley.
My favorite pair of sandals came from Kmart. I think I've owned 5 to 6 of the same style, different colors, over the years. Last year I even found a pair on eBay. I'm hard on shoes. I have an altered walk due to a car accident, and have already worn them through, so now they are taking out the dog shoes. I'm afraid I'll never find another pair.
Yeah, my fave sandals were Navados I found at a farm store. Had those FERS for 6 years. Wore from spring till fall every year. I have permanent tan lines on my feet from those sandals. They finally blew apart this last year and can't find anything nearly as comfy.
Wear them alternately. It's better for shoes if you don't wear them every day. My brother had the same pair of New Balance shoes forever. Spent a tidy sum on them. But damn did he get his money's worth. Most people in my family are frugal, but not cheap. Many don't know the difference.
I don't think people realize just how good shoes can be. Nice shoes last longer and generally feel better. Speaking as a guy, I do not wish to address women's shoes.
Speaking as a woman, most of us don't want to address women's shoes either.
I've heard it said don't be cheap when paying for things that go between you and the ground. Shoes, tires, and mattresses.
Chairs, rugs, bathtubs, floors, airplanes. Definitely pay for a good airplane.
An upgrade from HDD to SSD. They are not crazy expensive but are an awesome upgrade.
Yes. I have a laptop from 2014 that has a HDD in it and it takes 2M, timed it, to boot up. I knew I couldn't use this junk for uni, so I splurged for my uni laptop. I got the HP Envy 15X360 and it literally takes 10-11s to boot up when you hold the fingerprint down, and you can immediately search up stuff rather than wait another 2M for Google to load edit. Holy poo, so many people replied to me. I'm glad you guys enjoy your new SSDs.
You'd be amazed at how much an SSD can refresh an old machine. I tossed an old 60 GB one in a laptop from 2008 and it's like a new computer. It can't run anything crazy, but it works great for email/watching shows while traveling, and if it gets stolen I don't care because it's worth about $20.
They used to be way more expensive. I remember spending $150 on a 40 GB SSD and thinking what a deal I got. Still, probably worth it.
None, I will admit. I usually buy NVMe drives, but that's because the price now isn't that much more and I love the form factor size. But I also have a couple of older setups running just fine with standard SSDs.
Decent hiking shoes.
Definitely, this is one where you really feel it if you go the cheap route. Never again.
IMHO, it's more about fit than price. I bought a cheapo pair at a clearance store for $50 and I wore the tread clean off them without a single blister. I don't know if I've ever had better fitting shoes than those.
Recommendations?
I just use trail runners instead of hiking boots. I never found heavy high ankle shoes to be worth it. Also, I have found I enjoy a shoe that dries out more than a waterproof one that I have to constantly take care of.
Hiking in mud or snow is where they really shine for me. I'm fine with a good running shoe during the summer, but I find myself sliding all over the place if the trail is muddy or snowy, whereas boots tend to slide much less.
A very good knife.
It's more important to know how to sharpen a knife and how to keep its edge. I recently got a sharpening stone, watched some YouTube, and my 10-year-old dull knives are like new.
I agree. Best knife I've ever had is a folding pocket knife from the 60s that an old man gave me when I was a kid in the 90s. I've used it for 30 years while camping, hiking, whittling forward/carving walking sticks, and general purpose things. Good string, sharp as a razor, keeps its edge, etc. Finally looked up the brand and price last week out of curiosity. Current sale price is around $10-15. But because I've taken care of it, it's lasted a long time and performed like a champ.
Their current ones are likely much lower quality.
A couple weeks ago I took a whetstone out that probably hadn't been touched in over a year. Watched some YouTube videos, and was feeling pretty confident I was about to be slicing paper-thin tomatoes. I made the knife even duller than it was before. Put the stone back in the closet to probably go untouched for another year, lol.
Yep. That's gonna happen the first few times. Best to have a knife to practice on before you commit to resharpening your best ones. Typically I sharpen with 2 or 3 different grits. If the edge is really badly in need of a reset, I start with 240, then step up to 400, then finish with 1000. Some people go higher, but I don't see the need for my use case. Check out Bob Kramer's tutorials. He's a master knife maker and explains things really well.
I've been cooking professionally for 13 years roughly, and I couldn't agree with this more. However, I don't think an average home cook needs to be amazing at sharpening. If you buy a good quality knife, I recommend mid-range stove for home cooks, around $60 CAD. Then buy a mid-range honing steel, and one of those knife sharpeners that you hold down to a counter and run the knife through. If you hand wash that knife, and hone it just before you use it each time, it should only need 5 to 10 pulls through the sharpener every few months, and will retain a close enough to factory edge that somebody who only cooks 1 or 2 meals a day would struggle to tell the difference unless side by side. Of course, if you trust yourself to use a sharpening stone, it's 100% worth the cost, and extremely easy to use. If you don't trust yourself to do proper angles, you can even buy a guide that clips onto the back of your knife, and does the angling for you. I got a few for $10 each, and loved them for training new cooks how to sharpen.
This prepping becomes a pleasure instead of a chore with a good sharp knife.
For killin' or cookin'.
For coupon.
I screwed this up so I can't say this enough, but a functioning and fitting pair of pants. Or like at least 4 of them.
ABC pants. Already been chewed pants. If you say so. Bidet and air fryer. Separate appliances, not a 2-in-1.
Instructions unclear. Washed my onion rings and fried my ass. Thanks for the awards. That silver should cool my ass.
No, you are doing it right.